per case or trays per case. 300 to 500 bed facility. You're talking about 30 to 80 cases per day. That's about 120 to 640 sets per day. So let's say about 500 sets it turns over, right? About 500 sets it turns over. Times 500. All right. Let me show you the cost of 15 minutes delayed in a department. That extra 15 minutes that we're spending extra time just with 5 FTEs. I didn't even count a full department. We're just doing random numbers. That'll cost a department. Yes, my screen is not shared. Can anybody see that number? Number say. In a 3-shift day, that department, 5 FTEs, wasted 39 of pay because we're inefficient 15 minutes per set turnover. So that's $39,000 in a day. Total of 5 FTEs we counted per shift, 3 shifts of inefficient. We paid $39,000 to be inefficient 15 minutes every turnover. So when you go to your leader and you're talking about persuading, one of the biggest things about persuasion, you need to have all of the facts that matter. So the industry best practice is 30 minutes. This will save us $39,000 a day of inefficient use of turning over our instruments in a timely manner. That's why being properly staffed matters. That's why making sure everyone in the organization is on the same page. That's why not having so many temp staff from different staffing companies matter. Because these 15-minute extensions on time stops us from putting cases together in the fast and the speed that we need to, and we get less work done. We get less work done. If we want to calculate the minutes of inefficient time, that's 15 extra minutes of being inefficient over 400 cases. 400 sets a day or 400 sets a day. That's 6,000 minutes. 6,000 minutes a day wasted being inefficient. When you start talking like that as a leader, and it's going to take time, that's why you're in the executive edge. Some of you all are going to take the next step and actually get in our SIPS Leadership Institute when we teach you how to do this stuff. When you start talking to your upline leadership like that, how much more respect and influence do you believe that you will start to have? Put it in the chat. How much more respect do you think that you're going to start to have when you start talking to your executives in your organization like that? That's why when we talk about that Next Step Leadership Program, getting into these facilities and really developing talent, your supervisors should be thinking like this. Your team leads should be thinking like this. So imagine when your team leads, your supervisor, and your manager and your director, you all think like this. You think that that's an organization that underperforms? Anybody? Is it somebody? So we're talking about justification. If you cite AAMI standard CDC Joint Commission recommendations alone, it doesn't move anyone. Matter of fact, you'll find executives that say, just get it done. We understand the standards and the regulatory. We're in a pickle, just get it done. But when I'm giving an example, Joint Commission surveys have flagged inadequate instrument tracking as a compliance risk. Implementing new tracking system will prevent citations and improve patient safety. So if I'm given the idea, okay, we need a new tracking system. We need a new tracking system. We need a new tracking system. Okay. We need a new tracking system so we can stay compliant. Okay. But there's no substance on it. Versus saying $50,000 investment into sterilization upgrades like technology for tracking will prevent an estimated $250,000 in lost revenue due to delayed procedures and infection-related complications. The moment you can show that this investment turns into this savings or this much in OR growth or this much in more cases that we can actually bill for or whatever, once you can show how your solution helps the company, hospital, increase in revenue or in profit, your opinions will always be considered. When it comes to storytelling, numbers do matter. So don't be the person that's like, Dr. Jake, I gave them all the numbers. They didn't do anything with the numbers. I gave them the numbers, Dr. Jake. I did what you said. I gave them the numbers, and then nothing happened. Because it's not just about the numbers. Numbers do matter, but stories drive decisions. There's a thing that we used to always say in sales, which was facts tell, but stories sell. Executives often respond to real life examples that highlight the urgency of the issue. Suffered post-op complications due to an improper. This could have been prevented with better tracking and compliance measures. So yes, I understand that you're upset with this, but this could have been prevented if we have better tracking and compliance measures that ensures that not only does the tracking software track instruments, like with our tracking software, SterilMatrix AI, it doesn't just track instruments, it ensures compliance. We're compliance and regulatory software, AI-driven software that happens to also track instruments well, but it ensures that nobody skips a step. So we talk about that. Hey, this, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen? We need a software that helps guide these things to ensure that no matter who is down there, we have to get these things approved. Okay. Sterile processing technicians reported spending 30% of their time locating missing instruments, leading to frustration and inefficiency. Got to paint a picture before and after. Before, frequent surgical delays due to missing instruments. But a new inventory management system, i.e. SterilMatrix AI, it eliminates delays, improving efficiency and patient satisfaction. If we talk about what it does, now we no longer have to locate our instruments, because a lot of times executives don't truly understand how much time it really takes to locate an instrument that no one knows where it is. If 30% of our time is being spent on locating missing instruments, that means our productivity is only at 70%. So 30% of the time looking for instruments. If someone's making $21 an hour 8 hours a day times